Hello everyone, let's just do a quick little recap of what we just went through here this week with Sofi, the overall market. So I talked a lot about this on the main channel, so I don't want to push too hard into what I've already said here. If you're like, God, please don't repeat yourself, but there will be a little bit of repeating. But, you know, all in all, what I'm trying to say here is a fantastic week in the market overall. I mean, it was a big win for the market this week, big bull market this week. Sofi had another great week. I mean, Sofi once again just broken some high numbers here, all new high numbers. I mean, Sofi undoubtedly is pushing to 27, 28. We're going to $30 here probably in September, and obviously there's going to be one big huge key factor to make that happen that everyone's talking about. So, and obviously that main thing is rate cuts. Can we get a rate cut? How many rate cuts are we going to get? At this point, if we get one rate cut this year, it would change a lot of things in the market for the better. You know, it would obviously push momentum in the market, okay? Now, with that, you know, this week, it was a very just weird week because we had Monday start off and it was, you know, things were doing well. Then Nvidia held up the whole market here. Wednesday after hours, they obviously reported earnings. Earnings were good. And then Thursday, we had some just kind of shaky stuff in the market. The market kind of did okay. And then we had, well, obviously did real well because we hit all new high. But then today, you know, some things were kicking. And then the market kind of ended on a little bit of a red note here, but still things are crazy high compared to what they, you know, were just a moment ago here. So Sofi is still, you know, Sofi is at a great price. I mean, it closed today at $25 in, you know, that 40-50 cent zone. Amazing. That's a big win here. Okay. So I definitely think that Sofi, you know, I've spoken in my piece that, I mean, just the ethics of what's going on with the company, the ethics of what's going on with the stock, the revenue, everything is beautiful. We could not ask for a more beautiful setup buying into a stock right now that's still undervalued for what's coming, and, you know, find ourselves 6 months down the road from now in a very still even at this $25-$26 position wherever you're buying at here, or wherever you've bought in. You know, maybe you bought in at 20, 18, 15, 14, maybe you've been here since the $3-4 range here since coming out of COVID. You know, undoubtedly there is still a lot more to go here. So, you know, I do think September is either going to be a horror story in the market or it's going to be a, you know, a fairy tale story. Now, obviously the fairy tale story is that we get rate cuts, you know, whatever it is here. And if we do, you know, it's obviously going to come here, you know, the first one will more than likely come in September, if not October. But if we get multiples, we could see September, November, December, or October, November, you know, whatever it's going to be here. I don't know. But undoubtedly, it, you know, all signs are leading to we're getting something. Okay, that's kind of where we're at. From what Jerome Powell said, I don't. It would be a brutal situation for him at this point to say, actually, we're not going to, because the market's already pushing into it. The market, you know, from when he talked last week to right now, even with these reports that came out today, the market is still relying on, hey, we feel pretty good. Looks like we're getting rate cuts. This is actually doing well. So far, tariff stuff, not really still affecting the overall market. I mean, you know, the market is actually accepting it at this point. Inflation. So I definitely think that Sofi is going to be this is a key moment for a lot of people. I definitely think there was key moments for people buying the stock at $10, $15. I still think you're in a key moment here to where, you know, 6 months from now you can go, thank God I got in when I did, because, you know, by the time we get to December, I mean, think about what's going to happen here. September, October, November, December. That's it. 4 measly months here, and, you know, a lot could happen. We could have multiple rate cuts. A rate cut, we could have the market hit new highs once again. The S&P 500 it continues to hit all new highs. And, you know, if you heard me speak on this, you know, I'm very much in the camp of Tom Lee, where Tom Lee's going, Hey, I really think that the S&P is going to close out somewhere around 7,000 points, if not very close to 7,000 point range here by the end of the year. And if we get these rate cuts and then we go into October, November with quarterly starting back up here with all of our big tech companies, just our bread and butter companies in the market, and they start annihilating quarterlies again, this is what's going to drive up the market undoubtedly. So, this is a real situation that can happen. Now, obviously, the horror story that could unfold here is that, well, Jerome lied, and he holds the cut again. He doesn't do a rate cut. Now, obviously, at this point, I think Trump would do something to just go after Jerome Powell. I think at this stage in the game. Now, that's a whole political conversation. I don't know how that all works out, how that unfolds. That's not my gig to talk about that, but I think at this point with Jerome like essentially hinting very solid at we're gonna do something here. We think we're gonna do something. It's kind of like get in now, because bank stocks, REIT stocks, housing stocks, companies, whatever it be, they're going to do well off rate cuts. Credit card rates are going to be lowered, housing, all this kind of stuff, right into banks, everything is going to change. And this is going to be great. So, friends, that's really my main gab, what I'm trying to say. When we talk about the ethics of SoFi, I've talked about this, but you need to feel comfort in SoFi, staying in it. If you're like, I've been in SoFi here since $10, $15, I'm thinking about settling out. If you need to take profit, take profit. I'm not going to be the person to tell you not to take profit. I'm just not. I understand everybody's in different seasons and situations. If you need to take profit, you take profit. What I do think here is that we are in a growth cycle that's coming up here once again. I really do think that we're about to see really a whole new push in the market if we get these rate cuts. And I think big money, little money, it's all waiting on it. Wall Street is going to push into this 100%. So probably going into September here, starting next week, I think we're going to hear a lot more from bigger analysts. I think we're going to hear more from, the JP Morgans, all these kind of people where they're talking about what is the next step in the market. I think you're going to see a lot more people push into bank stocks, REIT stocks, just SoFi in general. Once SoFi pushes in and captures this $26 position, busting into $27, it's pretty much a dead giveaway. Hey, we're going into $30 here very soon. And then on top of that, when Q3 rolls around here in 60 some odd days here, wherever you're watching this with SoFi, that more than likely is going to be another solid quarterly that could be producing. It's undoubtedly going to be somewhere in $900 million range. But hey, maybe it's just super amazing and we leapfrog into $1 billion quarterly, if not very close to it. That's going to keep changing a lot of things here. This is why so many people are buying SoFi and paying attention to it right now, because they're seeing what's around the corner here. There's a stampede of bulls attached to SoFi right now, and it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey here with SoFi, but undoubtedly, I'm pretty sure that we're about to see some greener grass that we have been waiting for and we have never seen. And the bulls are hungry. They're going to be eating up that grass because we're about to make it on the other side of the hill here into the $30-$40 range, I fully believe. Friends, I want to wish all of you the best of luck. I really do mean that. I think that this is an amazing moment for the stock market. I think this is an amazing time, a life-changing time for investors. Wow, what a time to be an investor. What a time. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.